I am FullDeck.
And I'm missing a few cards.
And we're delighted to be here again to do another guest solve for BremSter. And sometimes we get asked how we got started doing guest solves. And it was really fairly intimidating at first.
Yes, we had spoken to BremSter about the possibility, and he helped walk us through the tricky steps of getting OBS Studio working correctly, or at least correctly enough.
Yeah.
We still struggle with it on occasion. But if you are interested in solving on video, why don't you reach out to BremSter and see if he'll give you some tips and tricks, and we'd love to see you on video.
Yes, absolutely.
Now today we've got a puzzle by BremSter. It's called Antenna. Do you want to talk through?
Sure. You're gonna be mousing today, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Which means the mousing will be abysmal because I'm doing it with the trackpad. And
well, okay. So we've got normal Sudoku. It's called Antenna. It's by BremSter. Always love a BremSter puzzle. And I think all of the standards, for those of you who are conversant with variant Sudoku, these I think are all standard constraints, but we'll go through them anyway for those of you who maybe are just finding variant Sudoku for the first time, or this channel. So normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every row, in every column,
come on, you can do this.
There you go. Every column and every 3x3 box that's set off by the darker bolded lines, we need a complete set of the digits 1 through 9 with no repetition.
Okay, we also have German whispers. These are these green lines, and along German whispers, consecutive digits on the line, adjacent digits on the line, must differ by at least 5. So this digit and this digit must have a difference of at least 5.
Great.
And we'll talk through the implications of that.
Yeah, as part of the solve. Excellent. All right, then Kropki pairs. So we also see some dots in the grids. We see some black dots and some white dots. So digits separated by a black dot, for example, those two have to be in a 2-to-1 ratio. So one of those two digits will be double the other.
So this could be a 5 and this could be a 10.
Exactly. Right. No, don't. We're not going there. No, but it doesn't have to be the larger one on the left.
So it could be a 1 and a 2, or a 2 and a 1.
Or a 6 and a 3, or a 3 and a 6. Yeah, exactly.
But not a 5 and a 10.
Right.
And on white dots, adjacent digits on white dots, digits separated by a white dot must be consecutive.
Yes.
So this could be a 3-4 or a 7-8, but it couldn't be a 6-8.
Yes. Excellent. That's all the rules we got. So let's restart the puzzle.
Why do I keep hitting that?
I don't know, but there you go. We're going to restart the puzzle to restart our clock. Here we go.
Okay, I see my screen is flickering. Hang on. Let me just stop that.
Okay, we have OBS Studio issues right now with a particular laptop that it's causing to flicker, and that's why we needed to do a little adjustment there in the background.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to make an observation.
Okay. What's your question?
What ratio are these in?
Those are in a 2-to-1 ratio.
Okay, and are they both the same hilarity?
Well, why don't we
high
talk
or
through
low?
that logic? So if we select that row 3, whatever that digit is, the one that's directly above it has to differ by at least 5.
So let's color things.
Okay.
Oops.
Now, why on earth did you alternate colors like that along the line?
So if we think about what happens on a German whispers line, if we have a digit in this green cell that is less than 5, so 1, 2, 3, or 4, strictly less, then anything that can be adjacent to it has to be at least 5 away. So if it's a 1, it would have to be at least 6 in the purple cell. If it's a 2, it'd have to be at least 7. If it's a 3, it'd have to be at least 8. And if it were a 4, it'd have to be a 9. So if this is low, 1, 2, 3, or 4, purple must be high. And similarly, if green is high, 6, purple would have to be a 1. If green was high and 7, it could be a 1 or a 2. But in every case, we have to alternate high, low, or low, high along a German whisper line.
What about 5s?
5s can never be on a German whisper line because 5 away from 5 is 0 in one direction and 10 in the other. And we've already discussed 10 is not a valid Sudoku digit. Well, we didn't discuss that.
We did not.
We implied it.
We implied it. Okay, so you're saying that the two green cells then are either both low or both high.
And if we go through the pantheon of digits that can be on a black dot,
Well, I was going to follow up on that and say if they have to be the same, they can't both be high.
well, let's think about the digits that can be on a black
Okay,
dot.
let's do that.
We can have 1, 2. We can have 2, 4. We
All of
can
which are
have
low.
3, 6. And we can have 4, 8. And those are the only possibilities for the pairs of digits that can be adjacent on a black dot. Now, 3, 6 and 4, 8 are not the same hilarity, high.
One's low,
Height
one's
or
high.
lowness.
Yeah.
And so this could be 1, 2, or it could be 3, 6.
No, it can't be 3, 6, but it could be
Sorry,
2, 4.
1, 2 or 2, 4.
Yes.
And either way, there is a 2 on here. So let's mark that as 1, 2, 4. And let's get Froggy and mark it.
And we typically use blue to indicate low digits and yellow to indicate high digits. So I'm going to suggest that we change the colors for my cognitive capacity for the day. So we'll say blue's low, yellow is high.
Purple must be yellow.
Purple must be yellow. Excuse me. I am nursing a creeping crud here, so my apologies.
This also has to be 1, 2, 4 for exactly the same reasons.
Indeed.
So it must have a 2, and it can be 1, 2, or 2, 4.
There we go.
Okay.
Now how about...
With these cells, we can say something about as well, right?
Well, I can say something very specific about row 5, column 5. It's high. It's on a black dot. So it's high, so it can be 6, 7, 8, or 9. It's on a black dot, so it can't be 7 or 9. So it's either 6 or 8, but it's also on a German whispers line. And if it were a 6, it would need a 1 on either side of it in the same box seeing each other. So that's going to have to be an 8.
This cannot be a 6, because if this were a 6, this would have to be a 1, and this would have to be a 1, and they're in the same box, so that would break.
Yes.
So that is, in fact, an 8. And it has to have a 4 next to it.
Which lets us take 4s out in a bunch of places. That one could still be a 4.
Oh, that one could still be a 4.
Yeah.
This, however, is a 1, 2, 3.
Yes, and which is low.
So let's color that blue.
So now on that line, we can also set up our alternating colorage. Mark our lows,
this
mark our
must
highs.
be yellow, 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 yellow.
And the reasoning that applied for row 5, column 5 being an 8 is exactly the same for row 6, column 3 needing to be an 8. It's high, it's on a Kropki dot, and it's between two cells that see each other on a German whisper.
It's got to be a 6.
Right.
But why couldn't... Oh, and it's on a dot, yeah. And so that is not a 4. So this is also a 1, 2, 3. And is also low.
This is beautifully constructed. I really like the way these are just flowing one deduction into the next.
Okay.
All right. So row 3, column 7, which is low.
So 3, column 7, or row 4, column 8.
Row 3, column 7, which is low, cannot be a 4. So it is also a 1, 2, 3.
Okay. This dot is also useful, perhaps.
Okay. Yeah, it sees 1, 2, and 4.
So-
So it has to be a 3, 6. Absolutely.
It's 3 out of there, places 3 there.
And the reason it has to be a 3, 6 is because the pairs are 1, 2. Those are used up in the row. 2, 4. There's already a 4 in the row. 4, 8. There's already a 4 in the row. Or 3, 6. That's all that's left. So yay. So a 3 on a German whisper line has to be... You can only see 8 and 9, and it's got an 8, 9 above it as well. So
And we
get
can
an
do
8, 9.
Sudoku. There's an 8 and an 8 here and here. So where does 8 go in box 6?
Sure. So that has to be an 8. And then the 3 on a German whisper line, 5 away from a 3, you can only have options of 8 and 9. And so now, since the 8 was taken, that had to be a 9. Consecutive to a 9 can only be an 8. Very nice. And then we get a Kropki dot pulling in a 4. Beautiful. Will you bluify the other 2 4s as well, please? Excellent. So row 7, column 7, which is high, Cannot be 8 or 9 from the column.
Can't be 6.
Cannot be 6 because that would require 2 1s directly above. It's going to have to be 7.
Same thing over here. This cannot be a 6, so it is a 7, 8, 9. It's not an 8, so it's a 7, 9.
Yes. As is row 8, column 3. It's high. It can't be a 6 because it sees 2 blues in the same box. So it is a 7, 9. So both column 3 and column 7.
So that's 8, 6.
Okay. First of all, let's go to row 7, column 3.
Row 7, column 3.
I'm sorry, row 3, column 7. My apologies. Row 3, column 7. Row 7, column 3. I cannot speak tonight, apparently, this morning. That's a 1, 2, 3. Because it sees, yeah. If it were a 4, it would have to have a 9 on either side. So column 3 and column 7 are each missing 4, 5, and 6, and each of them has a Kropki dot at the top, which will have to have a 5 on it, a consecutive dot.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there must be a 5 on the dot, so there can't be a 5 in row 9, so that is a 4, 6 pair.
And then there's corresponding over in column 7.
This is a 1, 2, 3.
You're not going to do column 7 though?
Column 7.
Yeah, and that one's more useful because the 5 that has to be on that white Kropki dot in the column can't be on the black Kropki dot.
Yeah, 5 can't go on a black dot, so the 5 in this pair here had to be here.
Yeah. So now, next to that 4, 6 on that Kropki, for the 4 it would be 2 or 8, but there's already an 8 in the column, and for the 6 we would have to pair up with a 3. Awesome.
Okay, so that is 1, 2. It
Cannot be 4.
Can't be a 4 because it would have to have 9s in all 3 yellow
Yes.
cells.
And next to it, on that, okay.
This can't be a 3, right?
No, because there's 3 things that have to be 5 away from it, yeah.
That's a 1, 2.
Yeah, but can we stick with the white crop, the cell you were just working with? Because on the other side of that now has to be a 1, 2 as well, because there's already a 3 in the box. Thank you. You're just coloring, just cleaning up your coloring at the moment. Just trying to follow what you were doing. Let's see. Okay, so let's center mark 5 in box 7 and in box 3 just to keep track of them.
So 5s can never go in a blue or a yellow cell because 5s aren't either high or low. So 5 is in one of these two, and then in row 4, 5 cannot go on a whisper line. So the only place for 5 in row 4, because of the pointing pair, because of the pencil marked 5s there, this is a 5.
Oh, that's nice. What about row 6? I bet we can do something similar, maybe?
So in box 3 we have a 5 in one of these two, and so here we have a 5 in one of these two.
Oh yeah, but we can't rule it out yet because we don't have row 6, column 5 already figured out, which we did in row 4.
Yeah.
That ruled out that one. All right, so let's see. What else do we have? That means, what are we missing?
So this is not 1, 2, 3, or 4 because it sees a 3 on the 3, 6 pair.
Oh, beautiful. So it's high.
And it's not an 8, so it's a 6, 7, 9. So this is a 1 or a 2 because it sees 3 or 4.
Yep.
And this
That's
is a 6 or a 7.
Very nice.
Oh, this is not a 6. It sees a 6 on the 3, 6 pair.
Oh, good. Will you color those, please, for me? Thank you. The rest of row 4, the remaining cell in row 4, is the other half of the 7, 9. Okay. So So now, what do we have?
There's a 4-6 pair here.
Yes.
And there's 4s looking into box 8.
Oh, nice.
And so the only place for a 4 is here.
Beautiful.
So that is in fact an 8.
Oh, which doesn't resolve the 7-9.
Least helpful possible.
Yeah, really. Thanks, Brem. All right, so then what else do we have?
Where does 4 go in box 7 now? It can't go in there, can't go in there, can't go there, can't go there because of that 4.
Very nice.
So that's a 4.
Excellent. So that's going to wrap around the grid and do some happy things.
That's not a 4, that's not a 4. That is not a 4, so that's a 6. So that's a 3. And that's a 4.
Beautiful. And now next in row 1, column 3, we've got a 5-6 on a white Kropki dot. Next to it, on the other side, cannot be a 4, so it is just a 5-6-7. Yeah. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have? Would you color those 4s for me? And that 6. I'm sorry.
So there is a 6 in one of these two.
Yes. And one going vertically, but that I'm not sure how to use that yet. But
this one. Yeah, but I'm trying to rule 6 off here because if 6 is ruled off here, that's a 2.
Okay, that's more than my brain can follow today.
Okay, so let's use the 4s in row 8.
But would you please color the 4s and the 6 that you've just done? Thank you.
So in row 8, you need a 4.
Yes,
not in box 7, not in box 8, and it's not there on a whisper.
Right, because it would need 9.
Those would both need to be 9. So this is a 4.
Excellent. And that will place it in box 6. Because of the 4s looking up and the 4s looking in from boxes 4 and 5.
And we might as well place the 5.
Yeah, we might as well place the 4 there. Good job. Is that the last of the 4s?
That is the last of the 4s.
Excellent.
The 4s are done.
Beautiful. All right, so row 2, column 2. If it's low, it's a 3.
And would need an 8, 9 on either side.
And if it's high, it's a 6 or it would be a 7 because it couldn't be a 6. It would need a 1, 2 on either side. So that is either 3 or 7. Okay. And if that were an 8-9 pair on those wings of that German whisper line, where would 1 and 2 go in box 1? And what would that mean for box 7?
Yeah, so if this was an 8-9 pair, that would be a 1-2, and that would break that cell.
Yes.
So this is not an 8-9. Here's a 1-2, which means that's a 7.
That is probably not how Brem intended us to see that, but that's okay.
This is a 6, so it needs a 1. 7 makes that a 9.
Which comes down to the 7 in box in the column, yeah.
And that can't be next to a 3, so that's a 1-2 pair, so that is a 3.
Which has to be next to a 2 on the white Kropki.
2 and 1, so 2 and 3 and 1.
Wait, how did you do the 3?
I'm just doing Sudoku.
I'm sorry, because there was a 1 in the column. You had the 2, and you put a 3 next to it on the Kropki.
Let's go back.
I'm sorry, I'm just really slow today. So that's the 1.
That's the 2. That's the 2. That's the 1.
Which looks after there. The 1 looks after the 2. Now,
3.
It was there that I got confused because it was just a fast. Can we go back for just a second in case there's anybody else who's as slow as I am today? So right there, when you put the 2 in, it was because the 1 was looking up. Now, that means that
1 and a 2.
1 and a 2 are looking at the 3. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. We were going fast, and sometimes I can go fast, but today I can't go fast. So, all right. Cool.
So we can place one in box 4 because of the 1-2 pair here, and the one's looking in.
Excellent. Okay, so now...
I'm going to get rid of all the colouring because we're not really using it anymore.
Okay. I was going to say something about the high-low in box 7 real quick.
Okay.
So in box 4, 6 has to be in column 1. So that means that the highs in box 7 have to be an 8-9 pair, and those are the 5-6 pair, yes. Okay, that's all I was going to say. If you want to get rid of coloring now, I'm okay with that. Okay. So the 6 in box 2 now resolves the...
So this is a 3-8?
Yes, it is.
Now, 6 in box 2.
The 6 in box 2 resolves that whole 5-6 complexity stuff. Actually, I guess that still is there a 5-7, yeah. And the 6 in row 9 looks left. And 9 to complete the column, which looks right. All right. What do we need in row 2?
In row 2, we need a 3.
3, good. And it's going to have to go with a 2, which looks left. All right.
So, I was looking at 8s. Not a lot we can do with 8s yet.
Where does 9 go in box 2? So for that column, we're missing 2, 3, and 7, and there's only one spot for a 2. No, not 2, 3, and 7.
I'll do some Sudoku in the meantime.
Okay, thank you. 2, 3, and 9 we're missing. But where does 2
Where
go
are
in
we
column
missing
4?
2, 3, and 9?
In column 4, the column I was talking about before. So, but where does 2 go in column 4?
So that's a 9. That's a 2. You said that's a 3?
That's the only thing remaining in the column, yeah.
So this is an 8, 9. It's not an 8.
Yep.
And this is a 1 because we see 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, and 4.
Excellent.
So that's a 9.
Beautiful.
That's a 1, 2, 3. So that's a 2, 3.
That's a 1.
Okay.
Box
column
8. Okay.
5.
Needs a 5, as does box 8.
This is 6, 7.
Sure, but box 5 needs a 6, so that'll take care of that. And then in row 7, 9 is looking left.
Row 7, 9 is looking left. And so this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Nice. And then a 2, 3.
Here we need, what for the row? 7 and 9.
7 and 9, placeable. Excellent.
1 looks up.
Oh, good.
This is 6, 7, 8. So that's 7, 8.
Okay.
And that is 6, 7.
And the 2 looks down in column 9, and that'll do some more cleanup.
So we need 5 and 6. And 5 and 7.
What a lovely little
was
puzzle.
lovely.
Very nice. So, very cool. There we have it. What a lovely puzzle. Thank you, Brem, for that opportunity. And again, if you are interested in doing some video solving, which we found absolutely terrifying the first time and actually still do a little bit, then reach out to Brem and he can get you set up and introduced to how to do that.
And that was a lovely puzzle.
It really was. I really liked how it just led
the
us through
break-in
it.
with the Kropki dots, allowing us to place the high and lows on this sort of zigzag region, and then forcing this to be low, which gave us the high-lowity of these and the high-lowity of these, was really lovely. And then we didn't really use the German whispers in terms of colouring these ones very much.
But it definitely disambiguated at the end. It pushed the end.
Lovely symmetry to the grid too.
Yeah.
Lovely puzzle.
An apt title as it sends information from one edge of the grid to the next.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Well, as BremSter always says, good luck with your solving, and we'll see you next time.
Yes.